Hello, Michael. It is
Hello.
great to have you for interview. Thank you for organizing events during the London Hackathon week. This week has been really amazing.
Yeah, it's been great.
So you guys are EOSDAC, and I was just talking to you. You guys are making big progress on the DAC front. Could you tell us more about it?
Yeah, so we've been working for the last 9 months or so to build our DAC toolkit, which we're going to give away free to the community so that they can build their own DACs. First and foremost, we're going to build our own DAC, and then once that's ready, we're going to have a generic toolkit which anyone can use to build their own DACs.
So how many people are dedicating on this project?
So we have quite a small technical team. We have 4 to 5 on our technical team, but we have a huge number of social media people. We have operations guys. We have the block production side as well. So EOSDAC has maybe 20 to 30 people. Of that, 5 or 6 are working on the DAC toolkit now.
I see. Yeah, DACs are very exciting because you do plan to get more people involved, and you can plan to open it up. Is there like a concrete plan to how to entice people to get involved?
The plan is to make something exciting, and then hopefully they will be interested to join. That's what I'm looking to do. We're just experimenting now with how we can build these kind of decentralized autonomous communities and how they will actually work, how the software interacts with the people, and it's going to be really interesting. So I'm enticing people by saying you should be part of the most important experiment on EOS.
Now, are you getting a lot of say input from DAPs saying what kind of tools that you're looking for?
Not so much. At the moment, we're speaking to a lot of DAPs who want to be DACs, but they need more time to understand how it would actually work for them and how we would interact our tools with them, what it means to be a DAC, and how far they're going to go with that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you feel, or do you see other people trying to make a DAC as well, or you rather if so, are you reaching out to them and say you should join us? Or?
We're definitely reaching out to everybody, and so many people say we want to be DACs, but we just don't know how to do it. Mm-hmm. And they want to see us do it first. They're really, really interested, but they just want to see us do it first. So we're working on our toolkit, and we're going to jump, and then hopefully they will follow.
I see.
But yeah, we're bringing them all on board, and we're trying to talk to them to find out what the requirements are for their particular DACs, and how we can sort of merge or sort of direct the toolkit so that it's useful for everybody, not just for us.
I think that can be really powerful in facilitating the development of the apps. And in addition to the DAC tools, what other things you see are very valuable for to accelerate EOS maturity?
I think so. DACs obviously is our primary focus. So we want to encourage the businesses the new types of businesses that will start on EOS, and those are the ones that I think are going to fund the innovation. Besides that, we need a lot of the low-level software programming stuff. So, very basic APIs that we need above the blockchain. So data layer APIs and sort of e-commerce transaction APIs, maybe that other apps can build on top of. So we don't necessarily need the dApps yet, but we need the stuff that the dApps will use to build on top of. So the DAC toolkits is an example of that. So if you want to build DACs, you have to first build the software that they can use to exist, otherwise they don't exist. So it's all very low level stuff at the moment, and I don't think we're going to see any huge customer level dApps just yet. Nothing too exciting until we've got the basics down.
Could you tell me more about the DAC toolkit?
Yeah, so the DAC toolkit is written originally for us to be able to run as a DAC. It includes a lot of candidate registration and voting for the custodians of the DAC. We've been working on this for 6 months now, a little bit more than 6 months, and we're very, very close to being finished. And we're going to open up the candidate registrations very soon. Within the next couple of weeks, we will allow people to register as a candidate, and we're asking anyone who would like to run EOSDAC to step forward and nominate themselves, and hopefully they'll receive. We're looking for people outside of Europe as well, because we're quite Europe heavy, so we're also looking for people from China, Korea, America, anywhere that they feel that they can add some value to the DAC. And yeah, so we're going to release that soon, and once it's released, there's no going back, there's no stopping this. So it's a nervous time, but it's a very exciting time.
And since EOS is a global community, are the Korean versions or the Chinese versions in the works right now?
We already have. We're not going to launch unless we have all the languages in there. We're not going to launch just on English and then think about everybody else later. So I think we've got Korean, Chinese, French, German, Spanish, and I believe Dutch. So we're looking for any translators as well. We want to make sure this is completely global, and it's a bit of a challenge for EOSDAC to have so many people from all over the world speaking different languages, try to communicate to make a business and push that forward, but we think we can do it.
Do you see this DAC can be profitable in the future, so participants get rewarded for their work?
I think so. The main revenue for EOSDAC at the moment is the block production, but we're looking at other revenue sources. And if you're a member of the DAC, then you are automatically entitled to the rewards of the DAC. So once we decide to issue dividends, anyone who's a registered member who agreed to our constitution will share in the profits. Mm-hmm. So if you never agreed to the constitution, then you're not part of the DAC and you don't share. But if you agreed, then yeah, definitely we will be sharing rewards. It's the whole point of the DAC, is to share the rewards amongst the community and amongst the people who help to make it real.
You got to figure out how to divide the reward. How's that going to be based on? I would think for like a normal company, it's based on the equity stake that they own, or in this case, it's based on like the number of lines or codes that they write, or how's it going to be divided?
No, so it would be based on the number of tokens you own. Mm-hmm. Beyond that, we don't know. So at the moment, we're not running as official custodians. The people who are looking after EOSDAC now are just temporary appointed custodians. So we don't have any authority to run this DAC, because we always said we're going to open it to the community and make it based on voting. So until the voting's in place, we're not actually officially in charge of the DAC, so we can't allocate the resources, we can't allocate rewards back to people. So as soon as we're elected and we have custodians who have an official position, they will then decide how to split this. And I guess it's based on token holding, but you'd have to be a member. Beyond that people can use their own imaginations, and it's going to be fun to see how this thing plays out.
Yeah. Do you foresee Block 1 getting involved, saying they want to participate?
No, Block 1 will not be involved in block production. I've spoken to them about various other projects involving EOSDAC and DAC related projects, and they're very interested in sort of pushing forward with EOS. We've all got the same motivations, you know. We're all trying to push the ecosystem forward, and yeah, they're interested in EOSDAC and see what kind of DACs will come from it and what kind of stuff we can build. It's going to be fun.
So for you as a BP, what are you most concerned of
Most concerned? That's a good question. So I guess the most concerning is the unknown unknowns with the software. Potentially, sort of major chain collapse would be tricky to put back together. We've been practicing for the last year or so to recover chains which are broken or in trouble. So I think we've got a lot of people in the community who are capable of monitoring chains and managing the chains. But the unknowns that we don't know about, like the RAM bug, which we fixed recently, that was potentially very dangerous to the network. We can fix these things, but it just takes a lot of time. It's a stressful thing to think about.
You said that you were focusing on the infrastructure, on the building of that.
Yeah.
At what point or how much more time do you feel the infrastructure is going to be, say, good enough that?
I think it's good enough now. What we've built is very solid, but nothing's ever finished in tech. It could always be a little bit better. You could always be a little bit bigger, always be a little bit more resilient. We're looking at adding a lot of monitoring into our systems as well. We already have quite a huge infrastructure for the block production and for our dApps which sit around the block production infrastructure. It's never finished. It's always an ongoing project to always make things better.
I'm really interested in your background. Can you tell me more about yourself?
Sure. So I've been involved in tech since I was 5 years old. I've been programming. I've been involved in the web since early 2000s. I've been building websites since then. I've been doing a lot of e-commerce. I've got some large e-commerce platforms which I've been running for the last 10 years. Started to get involved in crypto maybe 3-4 years ago. Bitcoin never incited me, and Ethereum was always interesting, but it's always very limited. And I tried to build sort of prototypes on Ethereum, and it's not viable for the kind of complex dApps that we're looking to build. And then I found EOS, and everything's history. So I think it's perfect for what I need to build my dApps. And then of course I discovered that actually I didn't just want to build dApps, I have to build DACs to run those DACs, because you have to decide how you're going to take that dApp forward in a decentralized way. So I brought my focus back to DACs, which is where I'm building now, and once I'm done with that, then I'm going to get moving on some e-commerce dApps.
When I talk to people, I think some more senior people said that when the internet came about, people were really excited, said that, oh, this is going to be like really decentralized and power to the people.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Turns out not that way, because now we have like Google,
didn't
Amazon.
Quite turn out how we wanted. Yeah, and I feel the same kind of excitement about blockchain that I felt then about the internet. There's that kind of hope and expectation that we're going to build something, and maybe this time it'll be a lot different. I think it's going to be a lot more distributed, so we'll see. It's going to be an exciting couple of years, I think.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see like what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I'm just an observer, but to see what will happen. I think you're like a core participant. You can actually shape the way.
Yeah, I can decide what we do.
Yeah.
And it's gonna. I mean, I tell everybody this year is going to be really interesting, and so far it's been very interesting. We've got a couple of months yet, so next year will be even more interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to be fun.